Hi Dyson, welcome back. This is science. Now I'm recording this at the weekend, so it's snowing today and I've been out playing in the snow. I hope you had fun at the weekend as well. Okay, but today is Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday. So let me let me share my screen and we can get started. Okay, so before we start, I wonder if you can remember any of the names of these flowers. So you can talk to a partner, you can talk to your teddy bear, you can do anything you like. So I'm going to wiggle a flower like this. Can you tell me or tell your partner what flower it is? What flower is it? Sunflower, good. What's this one? Daffodil, fantastic. And this was the flower that is the special flower for a different country that you've been learning about in geography, isn't it? Can anyone remember what the country is that this flower is for? Wales, well done. Okay. This one? Daisy, fantastic. This one here? Well done if you said tulip. And this one? Good, is a rose. Well done. Okay, so here we have two words that we learned last week. My turn, your turn, okay? Deciduous, evergreen. Fantastic. Now let's start with evergreen. What does evergreen mean? Now this is the easier one to remember, isn't it? Because it's in the name, evergreen. Can you tell your partner or tell me, what does evergreen mean? Good. Evergreen, always green. So these trees, they don't lose their leaves. They always have their green leaves on them. So how about deciduous? Can you tell your partner or tell me what deciduous means? Well done if you said that it means that they lose their leaves in the different seasons. So they're not always green. Yeah? Fantastic. Okay. Now I have a question for you. Are all trees the same? Yes, thumbs up, or no? And how do you know? Well, there are over 60,000 different species of tree in the world. Can you believe it? All trees have different shaped leaves. So you can tell what type of tree you're looking at by examining, that means looking at the leaves. This is called identifying. So scientists look at the different trees, and by looking at the different shapes of the leaves, they can identify what type of tree it is. Now, if we were in school, we could have gone and got a load of different types of leaves and looked at them with our examination eyes. So instead, I'm going to put my examination goggles on. And you, if you've got a magnifying glass at home, you might be able to go out and look at some leaves as well. But we're going to have a look on my slides now, okay? So, first things first, actually, before I show you, do you remember what we said about the differences between evergreen and deciduous leaves? Do you remember? Well, let me remind you, we said that deciduous leaves are often bigger and flatter, yeah? And evergreen leaves are smaller and they're usually shaped a little bit like needles, thin and small leaves, okay? So that's the difference. When we're looking at these next few trees, we're first going to have a look at the shape of the leaf, and I want you to use your examination eyes, use those big magnet eyes to figure out whether you think it's a deciduous leaf or an evergreen leaf. Okay, let's have a look. So our first tree is an oak tree. What do you think? Let's make this leaf really big so you can have a look. What do you think? Do you think this tree is deciduous or evergreen? Okay. Well, I can tell you this leaf is flat and quite big, isn't it? And so it is a deciduous tree. An oak tree is deciduous. And that's how you can tell, because the leaf is flat and quite big. Now, oak trees have acorns, and inside an acorn, there are two little seeds that when they drop on the floor, they can grow into new oak trees. Okay, the leaves have curved sides, and that's how you can tell that it's an oak tree. And the oldest oak tree alive today is 1,500 years old. Trees can get really old. It's absolutely incredible. Trees are amazing. They keep us alive. Okay, so oak trees are deciduous. Okay, the next one is a fir tree. Fantastic. Now, get your examination goggles out. I would like you to have a look at these leaves. What do you think? Deciduous or evergreen? Well, I can tell you, well done if you got it right, that this is an evergreen tree. Fir trees are evergreen. They can grow up to 80 meters tall, and their leaves are like needles. So most Christmas trees are fir trees. Yeah? Well done if you got that right. Okay, this is another type of tree called a pine tree. Okay, have a look at the leaves on this pine tree. Can you see them? I have a pine tree in my garden. What do you think? Examination goggles. Boop. Deciduous or evergreen? Well, they're all spiky and small, aren't they? So that means that it is evergreen. Pine trees are evergreen. They have pine cones on them. I'm sure you've seen one of these before. Inside the pine cones, there are seeds that make new pine trees when they plant themselves in the soil. Their leaves are like needles, and they are very similar to fir trees. These ones are a bit spikier though, I can tell you that. Right, let's have a look at this leaf. What do you think? This is a birch tree. Okay, get your examination goggles on. Boop, 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 boop. Well, it's flat, it's big. What do you think? I think you're right. It's deciduous. Birch trees are deciduous. Well done. They have white bark, do you see, on their trunk. They're deciduous, and they have small but flat. They're bigger than a evergreen leaf, but still quite small leaves. Their bark, deer, as in the animal, often eat. Their bark is for food for deer and rabbits. So some rabbits and some deer like to eat the bark, which is the white stuff. The wood that the tree is made of is also waterproof, so it's used to build a lot of things, including canoes. How cool is that? And that's an evergreen. No, that's a deciduous tree. Okay, horse chestnut tree. Well done. Have a look at the leaf. What do you think? Evergreen or deciduous? Examination goggles. Boop. well done if you said that this was deciduous. Okay, horse chestnut trees are the ones that grow conkers. And do you remember we brought some conkers in, didn't we? Right back in the autumn, we did some PE based around some conkers, didn't we? The conker is the seed, so when the conker gets into the soil, it can grow into a new horse chestnut tree, and they are deciduous. See, big leaves that fall off in the autumn. Okay, hopefully you can remember all of that information, because we're now going to sort these pictures and these words into deciduous or evergreen. Let's have a look at this leaf here. What do you think? Is it deciduous or is it evergreen? Well, spiky, small, so evergreen, all year round. Let's have a look at this one next. Big leaves. You can't quite see them, but big leaves, and I think they fall off in the autumn. So that one is deciduous. Okay, help me out. What do you think this one is? It's beautiful, isn't it? Which side do you think? Deciduous or evergreen? Deciduous, well done. Let's put it on that side. Okay, how about this one? Deciduous or evergreen? Spiky leaves, small leaves, so evergreen. Okay, can you remember this word says oak? Was an oak tree deciduous or evergreen? It was deciduous, well done. How about a fir tree? Evergreen, good. How about a horse chestnut tree? Do you remember? We just looked at that one. Fantastic, well done. Horse chestnut tree is deciduous. Oh, and look, these spiky small leaves are already in the right place in the evergreen section. Okay. There are the pictures of the different types of tree that we've been looking at. Can you tell me which one of these is not deciduous? We have oak tree, pine tree, horse chestnut tree and birch tree. Which one is not deciduous? Pine tree, fantastic. This one here with the spiky small leaves. Okay, here is your activity for today. I would like you to choose a type of tree, whichever one was your favourite, okay? And you're going to draw what that tree looks like in the 4 seasons of the year, in spring, in summer, in autumn and in winter. Now your picture is going to look different depending on the type of tree that you choose, isn't it? So if you choose a deciduous tree, then the leaves will fall off in the autumn, won't they? But if you choose an evergreen tree, they won't fall off. Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 examples. Here is an example of a deciduous tree. So in the spring, has some beautiful blossom on it. In the summer, it has beautiful green leaves. In the autumn, the leaves turn oranges and yellows, don't they? And they start to fall off. And in the winter, there are absolutely no leaves on it at all. Okay, so that is my example of what you would need to draw for a deciduous tree. Okay, my second example is for an evergreen tree. Now this one was a little bit trickier. So in the spring, evergreen trees, they just have their leaves on them, and this is a pine tree, so I've decided that in the spring the pine cones are starting to form, but they're only little, so you can't really see them, but the tree is green. Then in the summer the pine cones are all over the tree like that. In the autumn the tree is still green, but all the pine cones have fallen off, And in the winter, the leaves are still green, but there's a little bit of snow. And I've put a little bit of snow on there because it's snowing today. So exciting. So that is my example of an evergreen tree. You just need to do one. So you need to choose one tree and draw it 4 times in spring, in summer, in autumn, and in winter. If you would like to do the challenge is, can you write a sentence to explain the difference between a deciduous tree and an evergreen tree? Okay, so you draw the picture, and if you want to do the sentence, write the sentence. Okay, fantastic. Remember to post it on Tapestry so I can see your beautiful drawings and hopefully some nice sentences too. Okay, see you soon, Dyson. Well done.